Yo, welcome to Rappin Dough. It's for all my hustlers, thinkers, and builders. I'd like to welcome all my new followers, my new go-getters. And if y'all don't know by now, this if it's about money and manhood, we speaking on it. But I wanted to do a re-intro since we got all these new go-getters in the building. If y'all don't know, this brand got started in 2019. 2019, a good 6 years ago. And out of frustration, I started this brand out of frustration. There's a lot of flexing going on, a lot of capping going on. And I ain't like it. I wanted to do something different. You feel me? And that was not gatekeep. I've seen a lot of gatekeeping as well since I came from the business background. And I wasn't doing no capping. I wasn't doing no flexing on the internet. I'm like, man, maybe I need to talk about something. You feel me? So I decided to talk about money. And like I said, this is for all the hustlers, the thinkers, and the builders. So if you tapped in here, you probably one of them. But I recently leaned into the relationship space as well because, of course, relationships involve money. So why not? But yeah, the flex and cap era kind of frustrated me in 2019. And yeah, I mean, I was one of the few people, or should I say privileged people, to be able to have a pop, to have a business. Because I came out of the family business. You know, my dad, he one of the survivors of the crack era on both sides. You know what I mean? He was able to make it out and make something of himself. And I guess he felt the need to bring his son along. You know what I mean? Because I don't know where I'd be if my pop didn't come get me from out the hood. Because I ain't always grow up with my dad. I'm a product of the single parent household as well. You know, my mom ain't know what to do with me like that. Because if you could tell from my posts, I say it a lot. Like, women don't know how to raise men. They can't raise a man. So I'm ripping and running, doing what I wanted to do. You dig? But if it wasn't for Pop coming to get me out the hood, shit, I don't know what I'll be doing. But like I said, I was one of the privileged people to have a pop to survive out of the crack era. And a lot of parents ain't survived the crack era. We don't have a lot. But my pop was one of the ones that survived, made something of himself, created a business, and tapped his son in, started teaching me about manhood and business. But, you know, as I was looking at social media back in 2019, I'm like, yo, like, I could flex too, but I'm not. Like, but it'd be people that I know personally that's flexing. And I'm like, wait a minute, this person's life is in shambles. What they flexing about? You feel me? Like, why? And that's when I started to get, I started to peep, you know, how social media works. Like, you can be whoever you want to be on social media. You know, so it was a lot of flexing going on, and I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be one of them. So being that I did have a pop in my life, teaching me how to be a man, I did have some business background. I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about money. So in 2019, I started Rappin Dough, and like I said, the goal was to not gatekeep. So that's why I talk a lot about manhood. That's why I talk a lot about money, because that's, first off, that's where I come from, and secondly, I wanted to be different. So like I said recently, I leaned into the relationship side of the money because, of course, relationships entail money, right? So I started leaning into that as well, adding that into the repertoire. But yeah, 2020 ran up a nice little bag, trading stock options, and instead of flexing that money, I used that money to buy rental cars. So not only do I invest, but now got the rental car situation. So this is the basis of everything I talk about. Using your money to make more money, but that's where I come from. It's like I said, I got a lot of new followers, a lot of new go-getters that's following me now. So I figured I'd do a reintroduction. Reintroduction, you feel me? So 2019, Rappin Dough started. Got my bag up a little bit more, and like I said, the goal was to not gatekeep. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know what was going on social media in 2019. I just decided to do my own thing. But that's, I'm gonna be talking more about um, the origin of Rappin Dough as I go along with these new folks that untapped in. But what I want to start doing is recapping my posts, because if I post it, that means I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling what the post is talking about. But I don't always like elaborate and give my viewpoint on what's being said, because a lot of times the posts say what it say. The post is saying what I want to say anyway. But there's nothing like getting the perspective of the poster. You know what I mean? And that's me. So I'm gonna start from yesterday. So the posts I posted yesterday, one of them was in regards to I think the caption, the meme card on the front was what a team player looks like, and it was I'm gonna give you the paraphrased perspective. So Shorty was talking about how she makes her man nut often, right? Which I believe should be like, if you rocking with somebody heavy, like, why should he have to ask for sex? You dig? It's like you should already be proactive with that. So she was coming like, yeah, like, I don't care what he about to do. Like, if we need to get a nut off, like, I'm here for him. Like, another shorty was like, um, one thing about what she said. She was like, if you rocking with him, it's I think something needs to be said about men needing more head than they actually be getting, and I can go with that. Like, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you think women know us, but sometimes you have to mold your woman into how you want your woman. So if you like head often, if you don't like to have to ask for head, your woman should know that, and she should acquiesce her behaviors to what you want. Like, if you a head, because I'm a head dude. Like, I don't want to have to ask for head. I like head. Like, wake me up with head type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Be spontaneous with the head. Like, so that's one thing she was talking about. And also another shorty, because they was flipping from, they went through like four different shorties, and they all was knocking shit out the park with what they was saying. Like, another one was like, yeah, if I fuck with you, you the only dude I'm fucking with, which should be a given. Like, if you on my team, yeah, you're not talking to nobody else. Like, that's mine. You feel me? So, um, it's a open, well, it's open on my end, no diddy. Like, I'm gonna bring like other teammates in, but you sit your ass down somewhere. Like, you can help me bring other teammates in, type shit. But that's what she was saying. Like, he's the main attraction. If we talking, he the only person I'm talking to, as she should, as she should. Like, what? And the last one was talking about how as a counterpart, as you being the man shorty, like, you shouldn't be combative. Like, you the last person a man wanna have to argue it after being outside, getting to the paper, like fighting the world. You the last person he want to come home and have to tussle with, word fight with, and all that goofy shit. So be his peace, so to speak. Like, don't nobody want to come home and argue with you. Like, but my thing is with that, dudes be getting into these relationships, and it's like, why you even giving her that much access to you if she's not acquiescing her behaviors to what your standards are. Now you got her, you gave her hella access to you, and now she making you mad as shit because she not doing all this shit. You know what I mean? I say vet the woman. Like, y'all can go out, hang out, but all the while she don't have that much access to you. All the while you teaching her how you can make it past the gates. You know what I mean? Like I said, she making sure you nutted. She making sure she's showing you that you the main attraction. Right? Random head, hella head. If that's your thing, you feel me? Like, giving you what you want. Like, that was the last shorty. She was like, yeah, that's my man. I'm giving him whatever he wants, whatever. So it's like, if these are your parameters, like, why you giving a shorty hella access to you if she's not acquiescing her behaviors to your standards? So that's why I like that post. Another post, not even on no religious shit, even though today's Easter for people who celebrate Easter, is talking about, a Proverbs 31 woman, and dude went on to talk about how, like, we should want somebody, or we should be looking for somebody that's trustworthy. Duh, like, and one thing about that trustworthy piece, what some people don't understand is trust is earned. And then once it's tampered with, like, you do something that shakes the foundation of the trust, some people think, like, just because they apologize, that same level of trust will be reinstated. Nah, it don't work like that. Cause now I'm side-eyeing. You dig? And I think what most of us men will be side-eyeing anybody, not only a shorty, but anybody that violates our trust. Like, you can apologize, but trust and believe. Joker is side-eyeing. Like, the same amount of trust is not given back, if ever fully restored. So you have to come with the trust out the gate and be consistent. But if you trying to be trustworthy, you're not really trustworthy. Like, it's kind of something that's in you and not on you type shit. It's like, you either trustworthy or you ain't. Some people just ain't trustworthy. But once you violate someone's trust, not just a woman, but anybody, like, you can apologize, but that same level of trust will not be reinstated. And some people think, oh, I said sorry. Yeah, you said, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you don't understand how trust works. You can't violate somebody's trust, say sorry, and then expect for them to reinstate the same amount of trust back. And for anybody that's just tapping in, I see people tapping in. When y'all tap in, let me know where y'all coming from. But this is a reintroduction. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Brendan. This is a reintroduction. You dig? 'Cause I got a lot of new go-getters that done tapped in with me. So I just wanted to tap in with folks, as well as start doing recaps from my posts, giving a little, what should I call it, condensed version, a condensed explanation of my posts. Because some people want to hear, you know what I mean? Some people want to hear your side of the story, but the post is already saying what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? The post is already saying what I wanted to say, but I gotta reiterate. I think I need to add a little sauce on it. So, um, the third post I did yesterday was talking. It was tight funny. I ain't gonna lie, the shit was tight funny. It was about how black folks clown you for everything, and it showed a dude studying. And niggas was like, "Oh, this nigga studying," and started laughing. Right. So I'm like, "Yo, that's kind of true." Like we play all day as black folks, man. We play all day, and it's like we will clown you. Like you might have a group of friends, man, that might clown you because you studying, and just like with any other joke, there's some truth in every joke. It's some truth in every joke, and it's like they laughing. Are they laughing? Is it low key hate? Right? Is it like deflection? Like, what is it for real? Like, yeah, you joking because I'm studying, but it's like that. It has some merit to that because, like, I went to private school for 8 years of my life, and even though it's like some hood niggas in there, they parents felt it necessary to put them in a different environment, even though he lived in the hood. He went to private school. So of course, like you came home with your uniform on, you took that uniform off and went outside. You was in the hood. You was hanging out with, well, I mean, shouldn't have been probably, but you hanging out with people that go to public school when you go outside, and it just is what it is. But in school, you're part of the cool crowd if you're not stupid. Like you don't want to be dumb in a private school because you get clowned for being dumb. Whereas when I got my ass kicked out of private school finally in 8th grade, that's another story for another day. Got kicked out, and then I started going to public school. Whole different arena, whole different story. Like you trying to do your work, and it was kind of like that post. It's like, oh, this nigga studying. Like, what? You get clowned for studying. Yeah, you get clowned for studying in the public school. I mean, at least the public school I went to. You dig? So, is it, low key hate? Because, some people just not, the education ain't the same. I can tell you that. Being that I experienced both sides, I know the education ain't the same. And the atmosphere ain't the same. Like I said, you get clowned for trying to do your work. Whereas though in private school, you get clowned for not doing your work. You might get your ass whooped. You might get the paddle or something. Like when I went to private school, you kind of got a little ass whooping for not doing your homework. So it's some validity to that post. It was funny as shit, but it's definitely some validity to it. And I actually follow dude like black people clown you for everything. That shit was tight funny. So that's interesting. Like, is it a diss? To be like, you know, why do we diss each other for being educated? I think that's part of our issue. Some of our issues. A lot of us are not as educated as we should be. We don't take education as serious as we should. So, you are an oddball. Like the people that are scholars and should be getting interviewed don't typically get interviewed. Like you can tell. You can look at the presidential election. You had, instead of intellectuals up there with Kamala Harris, she had twerkers up there. It's like, what do you think about us? You think that low of us that you gotta appease us with twerkers? You see what I'm saying? So it's like people with education, people with with some like I said, some education and some the more educated of us, should I say, the more educated amongst us are not lifted up, and they know that. That's why they felt comfortable doing that. They know the majority of us is going to root that on. Why not have a Dr. Boyce Watkins up there or something? Right? Nah, they ain't do that. They don't lift, the Dr. Kimbrough, what's his name? Dr. Kimbrough up there. What's his full name? I don't want to disrespect, bro. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. They don't put people, scholars up there. They put the twerkers up there. It's like that's total disrespect. Like, but they know that we don't take education serious. So that's why I posted that. It was funny, but it's like it's very relevant. The last post that I put up there, and it's going crazy too. It shows it's not actually a street interview, but dude was on a college campus and he was asking the girls who they put in first, their father, their son, or their husband. And this is ill because he asked several, and they all put their son and their father before their husband or their partner. Like, what? Only one out of the several was like, yeah, I think I put my husband before my son and my father because my husband is the man, head of the household, and he's the leader. This is the whole purpose of if you're getting married. This is the whole purpose or the whole idea of your father walking you down the aisle and handing you off. You're her father. You're her leader now. You don't get married and still put your father before your new leader. He passed you off already. Like, so it's, and they, like I said, the sad part is they was on a college campus at that. So it's like, it used to be, people with, education that's smarter than most. Is not even that. It's the upbringing because a lot of, like I said, a lot of our households are single parent, mostly single mother households. So a lot of them haven't seen what a productive household look like. They haven't seen a father in there leading and our mother acquiescing to the father. They haven't seen that. They never seen it. So that's how they felt comfortable. And they were saying it with their chest too. Hey, I'm putting my father before my husband. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's bad. It's bad. That's really bad. Like, how you putting your son and your father before your husband or the man of your house, and you feel comfortable saying it. This is the agenda that's running around. That's why I felt the need to post it. So, I mean, what is it? What is it? The single parent upbringing? Never seen a productive household before? Gotta be. And it got, I mean, because I know I came up in a single parent household, and I still don't think my mama say that though. That makes you wonder, what are the moms teaching their daughters nowadays? Like the new moms, what are they teaching the daughters now? Whereas though here they are in college talking about, yeah, I get married, I'm putting my son. First of all, whose son is it? that's that's another thing I was thinking about too. Like, wait a minute, whose son is it? Hopefully it's the dude you're dealing with, son. But even if it is the dude you're dealing with, son, why are you putting the son before the man of the house? It don't make no sense. Make it make sense. I don't know. It's nasty out there. It's nasty. I mean, my thing is, I always had my way outside in the dating arena. So I don't necessarily feel these pains per se. I don't feel these pains, right? But I see them. I see the pains that my fellow man is going through, but I don't experience these pains in the dating arena because I'm quick to get rid of them. Go, I always listen. I will replace. I replace. I don't chase. I replace, and I might double down and go get two of them that look just like you. That's the type of shit I'm on, like, and I always played like that. But um, sometimes players slip up too. Like, you know what I mean? You might like one a little bit too much, get out of pocket, and you gotta reel yourself back in. Like, that's not how we do things around here, player. You don't chase, you replace. She not trying to acquiesce to your behavior, your standards. You gotta get her up out of there, man. You ain't trying to stress yourself out, age yourself. You know what I mean? Crash out. Cause a lot of niggas is crashing out over these broads. And that's what it drive you to. Like, you steady trying to shake them to get right. Like, saying the same thing over and over and over again, frustrating yourself. And, that leads to domestic violence when there's 6 billion other women, potential people that's going to get on your program that's running around out here. You can't stress yourself out and crash out over no woman. So that's my 2 cents on that. And the last post I did yesterday was in regards to, actually it was, I ain't gonna say it's the last. These in no particular order either. But this is the last post I'm gonna talk about. It was in regards to asking the people, now that they know that stocks and real estate are both assets, they're both assets that you can borrow against. So you can borrow against your house, right? You build up equity, you can borrow the money and then pay yourself back type shit. Same thing with stocks. Once you build up a nice portfolio, you can borrow against your stocks. Because stocks is not just paper or something on a screen. They're actual ownership of a company based off of how many shares you have. So if you got 100,000 worth of shares, I don't know what percentage of a company that is, but you have that much ownership in the company. So it's an actual business when you buy stocks. You're buying percentage of ownership in the company. So asset. So with real estate, yes, you can borrow against it, but in the process of having it, you got renters, you got tenants in there, possible late rent, you got property tax, you got possible repairs to the house, they beating your crib up, right? So you have all these, you got to pay property manager, all these cons, if you ask me. Then you can invest in real estate stocks. They're called REITs, REITs. Y'all can look that up. So if you're buying shares of a REIT, now you have real estate in essence, because these REITs own property that they collect rent from, and they pay you in dividends, just like you'll be getting paid rent. So this one has no tenants, no property tax, no late rent, no repairs, right? This one, the actual real estate, the house or whatever, does have all those things. So it's like, I was asking the people, which one would you prefer, being that they're both assets? So I'm still posing that question. Which one would you take? I know which one I'm taking, because I was talking to, actually I managed a property for my mom before, and noticing how once the mortgage is paid, out of the rent, um, and the taxes are paid. And I asked around, and it runs concurrent. You only profiting about $200 a month on average from a rental property. One rental property, you profit after you pay all your expenses. And we ain't even talking about something breaking in the house yet. We just saying everything going smooth. You pay the mortgage out of the rent, like you charging, let's say 1,800, but your mortgage is 1,400. Pay your mortgage, pay your taxes. The average profit monthly is only $200. So if you multiply that by 12, one rental property is going to give you, on average, $2,400 a year. So people think it's like, it's not all glitz and glam like a lot of people. You got to have multiple properties to retire off that income. $2,400 a month is not retire. I mean, a year is not retirement money. And like I said, this is assuming everything goes smooth. So imagine if a water heater go during the course of that year. The roof start leaking. You're gonna start chipping away at that 2,400. Dig what I'm saying? So if you had a REIT though, you can set yourself up to get that same $2,400 a year without none of the headache. And you could keep adding to it, just like buying another house. You could just, the same money you probably would have put down on a house, that 20,000 you would have put down on a house, you could put that 20,000 in a REIT and get the same $2,400 a year. If you want to buy another house, right? Do it again. Put another, or borrow from your portfolio. Borrow 10, like if you stacked up 10 throughout the year working your job, tax rebate or whatever, you get a 10 band tax rebate, and you got 20,000 in stocks. You can borrow 10 from the stocks, put that with your other 10, and buy 20 bands more worth of the REIT. It's like buying another house. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm spitting, man. But like I said in the beginning before I started, man, this is for the hustlers, thinkers, and builders, man. We talking about money and manhood. I'm going to talk about it. Make sure y'all follow my YouTube too, Rappin Dough on YouTube, or should I say subscribe? Let me put that in the chat. Yeah, man, this is what I've been talking about since 2019. Boom. If I can pin this joint. Yep. I've been talking about this since 2019. And I felt like, it was fitting that I start layering in the relationship piece. Because, I mean, if you pick the wrong partner, that's definitely going to mess your bag up. So that definitely has something to do with your money, the partner that you allow in your space. It definitely tampers with your bread. I mean, what's dude's name? Was the NBA player, the Anthony dude? See, I'm not doing no American marriage paperwork. Me and my team, we doing it non-conventional. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on some Umar shit. Umar shit. I need two queens. I need two queens at least. You dig? And America don't allow that. America on some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? I had a post. I had another post. I think it was a couple days ago, talking about how men don't have no reproductive rights, and it's America's. It's America's. This is how they do it in America. Um, the woman, they say her body, her choice, but it's like, where's our choices? You dig? But at the same time, we also had the option of not going raw. I've never been a proponent of going raw, and that's a lot of dudes' problems. I don't know what's going on. I can't feel it. I gotta take. I can't feel it. I gotta take the rope. Man, what's wrong with you, man? I know a nigga, man. That's all he do is go raw. I'm like, bro, I'm surprised you ain't got nothing, bro. Because forget the pregnancies, which shit. I ain't trying to have no nothing. Like, you feel me? My bill of health is clean. You dig? and and it's no wonder why bro got like hella kids. But he's not Anthony Edwards either. But they allowed to go in there and be like, yeah, they don't want the baby, and we have no say so in the matter, right? But at the same time, um, yeah, we can't opt out. Just like they can opt out. Like, they can go say they don't want it, but we can't say we don't want it. Like, we gotta pay, and that's ill. America is ill with that. So I'm not a huge proponent of the marriage system in America. Personally, I'm taking my talents elsewhere. Me and mine going elsewhere with ours. You dig? Cause yeah, like I said, I need at least two. I need at least two thoroughbreds that's with the program. I mean, I'm gonna build us a nice little stable, a literal stable. I'm trying to live off the land, farm. I'm trying to grow stuff, all that, like horses running around, sheep, yeah, chickens and shit. Yeah, I need a what they call a homestead. I forget what I said, a stable. A homestead, you dig? That's what I'm on. And yeah, I'm not doing a traditional thing personally, but I see the pain. I see the pain of my fellow man, so I have to talk about it. You dig? But like I said, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. Follow Rappin Dough for more of this game. Like I said, we talking about money and manhood. I'm speaking on it. It's your man Don Bucks. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another recap.